Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us this week.
Yeah, it's another week.
It's another week,
Forgetting.
and we are 20 days away from the end of the school year. Whoa.
I know. If you're not a teacher, you may not care.
You
I
might
mean,
not. Like, if you're a parent, it's different, and you're like, oh man, it's coming, and I'm going to have to figure out summer. But if you are a teacher,
or in the education world.
it's like countdown time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're starting with a question.
Yeah. So, question for you, for everybody, and I want everybody to type this in because it's.
Like, sound off here.
I
If
just
you're
ran.
listening.
I drew this card.
I fully
We'll
want to
talk
hear
about where this card came from.
I fully want to hear your answer.
Okay. What's the worst physical sensation? Physical sensation.
Type in your
That's
answer.
the worst.
Think about it.
Yeah.
That's actually a tough one for me. The worst physical sensation.
And it was like right away sounds come into my mind.
I mean, I'm
But it's not
tempted
a-
to like associate it with the dentist, like drilling on my teeth.
Yeah, that's up there. That's not mine.
What is yours? Is it
All right.
appropriate?
Of course. Everything's appropriate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Not
I know my
everything.
audience.
Not everything.
Everything. Is my belly button.
You hate your belly button
like-
being touched.
Yeah,
That's
like,
true.
It feels really weird, like a throw uppy. And then I had a
So
friend,
weird. Anybody?
Jared. I had a friend, Jared Newland. I don't know if it was a joke, but he always worried that if you touched his belly button, it would like unravel, like come undone. And I don't know. I think
That's not how it works.
it's not how it works, but I think he was just joking.
Okay.
But
I hope
that
so.
always stuck in my head. Side
Jared, I hope you know that that's not how it works.
note. Yeah. So that it's a weird sensation. I don't like it. I don't like I do clean it, but it is not I don't like the feeling of rubbing the inside of my belly button.
That's pretty weird.
It's a weird one.
Actually, I fun fact about me is that like I do know this about him, and so sometimes I just poke him in the belly button.
Yeah.
It's
not
true.
a good one.
I will say while we're on like weird stuff like that, you often like do a weird scratch on the bottom of my foot, and you're always like, it feels good, and I don't like that.
Yeah,
But
it's true.
I wouldn't say it's the worst.
I don't think it feels good, but I think it.
I wouldn't
gets
say
your
it's the
attention.
worst feeling, but I would say that I hate it. So it's not up there with the dentist. I think for me, the worst physical sensation is that feeling of like drilling or like anytime I've had to have surgery and like they numb the area so you like feel something happening, but you aren't in pain. I don't like that.
I've never had like LASIK or anything, but I think like having to be awake and somebody like touching your eyeball would be weird.
I don't like that at all. Yeah.
I
like
don't
that-
know, but
I've been tempted to get LASIK, so because I have like mild like sight issues, and so like I have to wear glasses or contacts sometimes. But like, so I've debated getting LASIK. If you've gotten it, maybe share your experience because I debate that too.
yeah. So where did these? So we have these cards that I
Where
I
this came
grabbed,
from, yeah.
and they're they look like this. And I take them with us pretty much everywhere. Like every trip, I grab them.
Or if
like
we're just like going out for the day.
and I use them with Rebecca. I also use them as a family. Comes from this.
Delve Deck.
They're not sponsoring us or anything.
No, we're actually
But
it would be flattering.
Yeah.
But we are not big enough to be sponsored.
thank you. Yeah, the 25 followers we have or
No,
whatever.
we have like, hey, you know what?
Depends on what platform.
Thank
but,
you because
yeah.
you helped us. We're up to like almost 250. That's fantastic. So thank you. And if you hear our dog barking in the background,
Yeah.
I apologize.
So, yeah, there's a story behind why we have like these cards, and then we have things that we do. And it's that Rebecca and I, if you go back to like episode 1, which
Yeah.
seems like a long time ago, which is like 7 episodes or something.
No, I think we're on like 5.
Yeah, well, Rebecca and I had Dylan really early in our relationship, and we kind of skipped the dating phase.
We really did.
And
yeah.
so-
I mean, we dated for like 3 months.
Yeah, that's when everything's still like just easy. So we've made it enough. Like I think both of us have made an effort to continue to date each other, and so that's what we want to talk about in our episode
Yeah.
this week is dating each other.
So I highly recommend as a couple, whether you had the dating experience prior to having children like we did, or like we did not, or you did, or whatever, continue to date each other. We prioritize it. I remember there was a time during COVID, actually, that you and I started to like it kind of, when you're like, you just start like getting annoyed at each other and you start like snipping and like little things start getting annoying.
Which is understandable, COVID.
We were all stuck together.
Trapped in a house, everybody. All time.
And everything's
all day.
stressful. But I remember our oldest was like, my goodness, you guys keep just like fighting. And it wasn't really fighting, it was like bickering. He was like, you guys need to go on a date. Like
Yeah.
they even recognize, they're like, go on a date. And so thankfully, one of our favorite restaurants had like put together these like isolation bubbles that you could eat in. So we did
they were
that.
they're like snow globes with a picnic table inside.
I cannot stress enough how important it is to continue to date your spouse. So I don't know that there's like, I've heard different rules of thumb. Like some people are like once a month or.
And we've done it. I mean, I would say the more, if you can, the more frequently, the better. I know.
Yeah.
Like I always go back to Germany, where we had
you
our
loved that.
our
It was
Saturday
every Saturday
morning.
morning. Yeah.
like a thing where we would walk down our little Waldhütterpfad,
Waldhütterpfad.
and we'd walk to little
To Uncle Tom's Hütte.
little bakery, and we'd get a coffee and a little piece of cake.
But we continued that even when we lived on Potsdamer Straße.
Yeah, and we would just every Saturday
Yeah. There was like a place across the street that had amazing donuts.
we'd either exercise, go for a run, and then go for like a really like a €1 coffee and a little piece of cake or
We would immediately cancel out
croissant.
the run.
and listen to what the Germans thought were really awesome, which was
Oh
like
my goodness, my favorite was the day that we showed up at a German bakery in Faith Hill.
that's right, Faith
It was
Hill,
it was
anything
This
from the
Kiss.
90s
Yeah.
was popular, and we'd go there and just giggle and have our little pastry and our little coffee, and
Yeah.
we did that. And then there's times that we did it every week, and there's times that it kind of gets like everybody, life goes on and
You get busy.
you can get busy, and you gotta
But,
take
like,
a moment.
I think the power of a date is that it doesn't have to be long. Like the
No.
breakfast was like, we literally just walked across the street, grabbed breakfast. It's 30 minutes carving out time for each other to just like focus on each other.
Yeah. And there's like, there's probably like people have different rules. Like, yes, you should put your phone away and have those conversations, whether it's like dreaming about the future. I think those are like our favorite, like pondering where we want to be next year or the next year, or
Mm-hmm.
hopes and dreams for our children. It's just a time to
I don't
talk.
feel like we have rules though.
No,
Like, there's
not
no hard and
rules.
fast. Like it's what it is, and we're here and we're present.
Yeah. I think in my mind though, I purposely have to like put that in my head though.
Sure. I mean, as a culture, we're kind of addicted to like devices
Yeah.
and stuff. So like putting those down.
But sometimes I also want to like capture the moment, even though it doesn't need to be captured. So there's always that piece.
I mean, we selfie it up
right.
sometimes, but like depending on the date. Speaking of which, I recently got. I'm gonna just continue to. We're gonna give you some.
We're just gonna
resources.
plug all these things.
We're
that
just
we
gonna
like.
plug all these things that have been really amazing. I got this thing on Amazon. It was really cheap and on sale, and so
And-
I did it.
And I know we've posted a couple weeks
Not
ago.
on this page.
Not on this page, but we
Mm-mm.
posted on our personal stuff.
On our personal pages, we posted about it. We did the first one, which was like a hike.
Yeah, we did a hike with a picnic.
Mm-hmm. This one's really cool because it has like, what's your budget and how much time do you have, and would you rather be active or not or whatever, and you just like scratch it off and it gives you ideas. And I like that because it takes the thinking out of it sometimes. Like we could come up with our own dates, but often they
And we
look
do.
Yeah, and we do, but they usually look kind of the same. Like we
Go for a hike.
we go for a hike, or we go to dinner,
a
or we
movie, or
go to the movies, right? Go bowling. But like having something more creative is kind of fun. So.
yeah,
Or like you just don't know. It kind of puts the adventure
out of the
in it.
comfort zone. Yeah, the adventure piece
Yeah.
is important for us.
Yeah. So.
And the cards are nice because it gives. Sometimes they're fun like that, and sometimes they're more serious.
Yeah.
Just conversation starters.
So
and it's nice to do it like we did it with our kids. And
are you feeling thirsty?
I am a little thirsty.
Okay, so let's take a drink.
So
there's these. I'm gonna see if you can see. There's words on here. Okay, here we go.
Usually there's a different liquid inside of this.
Okay, well it's water
It's a pint
for
glass.
right now,
Usually.
but you put whatever you want in there.
Yeah. And
So,
so the top of mine says,
his-
talk about your first, and then there's lines.
So it's
as you
actually
drink it
supposed to
down.
right now where he left off.
So it says, talk about
Your
Your-
best.
your best,
And birthday. Mine says.
and
I
hers
drank-
has different
I was really
events
thirsty, so
and
I drink
things.
it down to
It's hard
birthday.
see.
It's hard to see. But mine has different events. So it's going to be like concert, teacher, blah, blah, blah. So mine says birthday. So what's your best birthday? That's a weird one.
It's a tough one.
I
That's
feel like best birthdays. I know exactly.
I have memorable birthdays. Like, I remember, like, obviously my 40th birthday was pretty cool.
I
but-
took you skydiving.
Yeah, we went skydiving. But if you go back, like, I don't know if it was best, but there's like gifts I remember, and like I remember like certain friends coming over.
Your big surprise.
A&W,
party. I threw him a surprise.
30th
party for
anniversary was
30.
good. I had an A&W birthday
Not anniversary, birthday.
when I was like, I don't know, in elementary school.
I was gonna say the best when I was a kid. I had a
Chuck E. Cheese's,
roller skating one.
Roller skating.
Yeah, and I wore these like new overalls, and I was like killing it. It was really cool.
Yeah. And these are
Again on Amazon. Amazon is a great
Yeah.
like if you just like Google
and they're just things to get
or
conversation.
type in not Google, but if you type in Amazon like couples conversation or just conversation glasses, then I'm sure that will pop up. But right now, so he has now favorite.
Talk about your favorite, and then
And
she
I
would
will
drink
take a
whatever
drink.
she's drinking, and it would be job.
Job, your favorite job, teaching.
Is there one? I don't know. I mean, teaching's pretty good,
Teaching is actually awesome. I do love it.
but I
Don't
do.
ask me at the end of the year. Ask me in August if I really like
But if you
teaching
think
when I'm
back,
nice and rested.
The days of innocence with no responsibility were pretty odd. Like now that I look back on rose-colored lenses,
What job had no responsibility?
like anything when you were like 16 to 18 for me, like the go-kart track, like Alpine Family Fun Club. That's like everybody from my high school
I
worked
feel like
there.
I didn't have a job like that.
You just sat there and ate candy and rode go-karts.
Although, yeah, no, I didn't have any jobs that were like super low stakes like that.
I had so many.
Well,
Kmart.
lucky you. I mean, Kmart is. There's still responsibility. I was the Best Buy Idea box.
Yeah.
That was a fun job.
Yeah.
I like dressed up as a box for the whole holiday season, and they paid me in gift cards at the time. So that's how I basically got everybody's Christmas presents. It's like, here's the CD from Best Buy.
Yeah. But I think continuing to want to learn about your partner.
For sure.
Is
There's
important.
still things that I have, like, it's been 20 years, and there's sometimes that you say things that I'm like, how did I not know that about you? You know, like, it just
Every
kind
once
of,
in a
like,
while, yeah.
like, every now and then. Not all the time, but, like, sometimes you'll say something like a memory or something that has happened to you or that you've done, and I'm like, that has never come up before.
For me, it's probably because I don't pay attention all the time. So you'll say something, I'll be like, oh, that's totally new. But it's just, I'm better at, no, I say I'm better at, but it went in one ear and out the other. But it's still great
I think that's
information.
fair. I think that's like normal. It's an efficient way to use your brain is to
Yeah.
like filter things, right? On like what I need to know right now versus
Yeah. But I think it's important. It's important for the communication. It's important to continue to grow together. It's
And
important to
if you can, I
flame
think
a fire.
the bonus would be, see if you can even if it's for like a night, get away with each other every now and then too.
Yeah, like a staycation.
Yeah, like go get a hotel room, get a babysitter for the night if you have kids, and like do that.
Or go
If
camping.
you
It
could,
doesn't
like
have to
if
be
you can
hotel
do,
room or
yeah,
something.
no, it doesn't have to be expensive. If you can go longer. Like some of my favorite trips have been just us. Like it's been nice, and
I look forward to that. Now that we have our children are
that's just it.
elderly and
Our children are elderly.
yeah, and we can go away for a weekend and not worry about
They're
the home.
teenagers now, so the worst case scenario.
And I like, and as
you
much
have
as they
friends
love,
over that make not great
And
choices,
they love
but
to travel
thankfully
with
our
us.
boys actually make really great choices. So
but it's nice to be like, we're going on a vacation, and too bad, so sad.
too
We
bad.
love
so
you,
sad.
but
Watch
you're
the
not
dog.
invited.
We'll be back in
Yeah.
a few days.
And doing some of those.
It's lovely. But also, legitimately though, one of the times that people end up getting, like one of the most common times to get a divorce is when your kids leave the house, because like we've seen it in our like friends' parents. The kids leave and you lived your whole life for them, and
That's your world, yeah.
that's your whole world. And that's great, except that you forgot that you have this person now that you live with that you don't know anymore.
Yeah.
And
I want more than a roommate. I want
absolutely. I don't want to get to. So our youngest is a junior.
He'll be a senior.
He'll be a senior next year.
One
We're
more
gonna
year.
be empty nesters soon. And I don't want to get to that point and look at you and go, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah. And I don't either. I want us to like.
Because you do grow and change from like when we got married to now. We are different people. We've talked about that.
And it's a statistic again. Like that's like you said, number 2. Like I think it's like the number 2 time frame
For people to get divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're not doing it.
no,
So I'm not starting over.
no, that's a whole other.
That's a whole other can of worms that we
Yeah.
can talk about. But I am not going back to to level 1 when I'm at level 20. You know, like that ain't happening at this point, buddy.
Mm-mm.
Also, I kind of like him.
Yeah.
So there's that. Like I like hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
But-
good to like break that like roommate friend and do things that are more romantic and go on those dates. And like I love it when we dress up. Like
Yes.
most people don't dress up
Fancy dates.
on their 9 to 5.
But
Yeah,
they
some
don't
people
have
do.
to be like crazy. Like there
No, you
was
don't
a
have to
time
be,
that
but
we
I
got
love those kind.
we got like fully decked out, like fully. I was wearing a dress, did my hair, did my makeup, and we went bowling.
Yeah, and I wore a suit.
But we got dressed up to do
we
it.
did bowling and frozen yogurt.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
Or just going to like we've gotten fully fancy and gone to the movies or gone. You know, like you don't like we just like getting dressed up because we don't get a lot of opportunities for that. We used to be able to go to everybody's weddings, but now everybody's married, and so like our age, there's just if they're getting married, then their wedding is small.
Yeah.
So
It's a season of life.
it's a season.
A wedding
of life.
season.
So yeah, we have to find those excuses to get dressed up.
Yeah.
So
There's tools out there. So if you're, I don't know, I want to say like if you're in a relationship or you're married and
wherever you're at,
things are feeling a little stale,
mix it up.
like, yeah. I mean, there's tools out there. There's cards, there's scratch offs, there's
Cups.
book things, there's glasses.
Oh yeah, there was a year that you got me the books.
The books.
Stuff that we could just like reflect on memories and journal about it.
Yeah.
There's so many things out there.
That are take or leave. Some of them like are flops and some of them are good. And
yeah,
that's okay.
like there's some that we buy and we just like are like, well, we're
and
not
it's
gonna
never a
use
waste
that.
of money because it's an investment into each other. So
Mhm.
if it flops, it's oh well. Then it flopped, but then there's something else out
But
there.
if you're gonna invest in something, invest in your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Have fun with it. And so I guess hopefully you answered the weird physical sensation.
Yeah, the weirdest physical
question.
sensation.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your favorite job or your best birthday party. Where's the other questions? But maybe you have a great date.
Yeah, a great
What-
idea even for a
What
date.
has been your favorite date that you've gone on? What would you recommend? And maybe we'll just go on that date. So maybe, ooh, I like this. Maybe you guys suggest
our next date.
Suggest our next date, and we'll tell you how it goes.
What do we do? Where do we go?
Keep it affordable because we're teachers.
Keep it realistic.
and realistic.
And
But we're in. Like, if you have a realistic, affordable-ish idea,
yeah,
we'll try it.
Yeah.
Let us know.
we're adventurous.
All right. Have a good weekend. And thanks again for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.